Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As first and foremost, we have to discuss some rumors that have been perpetually being spread in the XRP community that are 100% false. David Schwartz has debunked the rumor that 10 billion XRP is being bought back by Ripple. He stated on Twitter that we at Ripple sometimes do buy back XRP, but as for this specific $10 billion XRP buyback rumor, that is 100% false. And this is important to do because in the XRP community, too many false rumors get spread, and it's important to know what the correct information is. Now, with that being said, guys, we have the entire crypto market teetering, looking to decide whether it's going to break out into a bullish retracement or if we're finally going to correct. You guys know that I've been saying for a long time, we are in bullish retracement territory up to the 35 to 40K mark. But I've also given you the narrative of me believing that September, October will be the lights out '08 style crash across all markets. Keep that in your minds. But something I want you to notice is that Stellar's XLM has been going absolutely ballistic up past 10 cents today. And the reason Stellar has been absolutely exploding is because this Grayscale Stellar Lumens Trust has been exploding as well. And a big part of the reason Stellar has been going upwards is because Stellar and Coinbase have made a nice little partnership as far as Coinbase integrating USDC on Stellar. This is extremely important for continued utility adoption and price appreciation of some of our favorite digital assets. And all of you need to be aware of this. Stellar and XRP have extremely correlated price action, meaning when Stellar moves upwards, XRP tends to follow in the positive direction, and when XRP moves upwards, Stellar tends to follow as well. These are patterns that we in the XRP community and general crypto investors have been noticing for years now, and that correlation cannot be ignored. Keep your eyes glued on the screen and let's see if XRP's price action begins, as that would be massive to finally get the XRP community excited about what's to come. Now, here we go. Crypto Eddie posted that Gary Gensler does not have the force of law on its side, as this was an excellent interview with Rodrigo Sierra, special counsel at Paradigm, and Aaron Kaplan, the CEO and co-founder of Prometheum, who got the green light from Gary Gensler at the SEC. You guys have all known what I think about the CEO of Prometheum. This dude right here looks like a snake oil salesman. And you want to know what he actually reminds me of? He reminds me of one of those annoying little teacher's pets at the front of the classroom trying to say, "Yes, I have the right answer. I love you, teacher. I'm Mr. Goody Two-Shoes, and all of you are wrong. I don't care if I get special treatment. I'm just the best." And in this interview, Aaron Kaplan gets put directly in his little place, as he's getting reminded that not only is there no clarity in the general crypto market, and not only is his business in Prometheum not the standard for how to get clarity in the United States, but he gets reminded that he hardly even has a business. Now guys, please take a listen, as you're gonna love this one.
The reason the SEC has basically said that almost every token besides for Bitcoin is a security is because it's an application of the law.
I think what you're referring to there are, Gensler's statements about this. And as I'm sure you know, and Laura's audience will know, Gensler's statements do not even speak formally for the SEC, and they definitely don't have the force of law, right?
But
And
then
this
you
is
want to
somebody
use
who
those
has,
statements.
please
You want
let
to
me
use the
finish,
Hinman
right?
statements. You want to say the Hinman statements have the force of law, but the chairperson of the SEC doesn't? It doesn't have a larger implication than what a head of corporate finance says? You're basically contradicting yourself, man.
I didn't bring up the Hinman statements at all, actually. And the one that's contradicted himself is Gensler. We've all listened to the videos where he argues that a lot of the tokens are not securities, and now he's turning around and saying that they are, right? And just to be clear, the law hasn't changed. It's just Gensler's political calculus that has changed. And I think if you drill down on the law, there's two important nuances that you need to understand. You can sell any asset in an investment contract transaction, and then that transaction or scheme is itself a security, right? That's going back to Howey, the seminal case interpreting investment contracts, where a court found that a promoter that was selling interest in an orange grove along with a services contract was issuing a security. But no one in their right mind would think that the orange plots were themselves securities, right? So I think the first step that you're missing, Aaron, is distinguishing between an investment contract and the ultimate object. In this
The
case,
instrument is the
tokens.
security.
In this case, the tokens, right? And I think
the tokens are the security here.
The second point that you're missing, Aaron, is that there's zero precedent applying Howey to secondary market transactions, right? In the case of digital assets. If you go outside of digital assets, the only case to ever apply Howey to secondary markets is Hawking versus Du Bois, which is a case dealing with real estate. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that one. But it's curious that the SEC in that case actually wrote an amicus brief arguing the diametrically opposed point that Aaron is making and that the SEC is now making, saying that basically in secondary market transactions where there's not an issue, the issuer is not a party to the transaction, there's no contract. So then there can be no investment contract, right?
So, Rodrigo, we're not going to agree on the law because we just obviously
Because
have
you're
different
wrong.
interpretations.
So-
Wait. But then what is the best way to protect the American public? How is the best way to protect investors?
I think the best way to protect American investors and also keep crypto in the US is to carefully consider the thoughtful legislation that has been introduced in the House and in the Senate, and that, frankly, you're looking to distract from by claiming that we've solved this issue by saying that Prometheum is the path to compliance, when what you have, Aaron, is a license, but you don't have a business.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, how unbelievably unreasonable it is for legal counsel to just want some bills passed by Congress. How unreasonable it is for there to be a desire for secondary market clarity of crypto. And then you like how he capped that interview off by saying you don't have a business, you have a license. Right now in the United States, we are fighting for the ability to exist within the crypto market. The United States is going under a massive recession, and all that can save us from that is not inflation, it's not politics, it is not a Hail Mary, it is innovation. And the crypto market is going to be one of the biggest innovations to date. We can get ourselves out of this if we let innovation thrive. And it's one of the things I pray that the United States finally wakes up to. Now here, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that haven't been paying attention, we have from Wrath of Kennemun an important build out, as last week Ripple received a license from the Monetary Authority of Singapore. A week prior, Signum also received one. Asia Next and SBI SIX Venture received a provisional capital market service license too. And all these companies are connected. Timing is just the Monetary Authority of Singapore's calendar, but note that these companies are all connected in various ways. SBI invested in Ripple and Signum. SBI partners with Six. Six and Signum partner in Custo Digit. Six and Ripple invest in Keyrock, and Signum leverages Medico, which is now purchased by Ripple. Finally, SBI got a capital markets license there last year. And ladies and gentlemen, all I'm observing is Ripple and Ripple connections continuing to dominate the Asian markets. Asia, in my opinion, is where the beginning, the full-fledged rollout of this digital economy is going to truly begin. We're transferring the world's innovation from west to east. And while it's tragic to see, I think objectively that is what's occurring. Just be aware of what's happening on the world stage, as there will only be a few companies left in the US fighting for supremacy. Here, Crypto Mason states Elon Musk will compete with XRP with X.com. He is saying X will be 50% of the world's financial system. And he states that if you can't see this, then you're asleep. Some things I want to point out before anything else is that I remember just 4 years ago, Mark Zuckerberg tried with Facebook's Libra to create his own stablecoin for social media. And the central banks, they hated it. Seeing Elon Musk and Twitter begin to talk about creating X as a financial system is massive, and I think something that's going to wake the central bankers up. I don't think the central bankers want Elon and X.com to be 50% of the world's financial system. And I think XRP is the hidden ace up their sleeve in order to bring them into the quantum digital age. Now, I also have been talking about on my channel for the perfect marriage between Ripple, XRP, Elon, X.com. I do think there could be some sort of partnership coming at some point, but until now, that is only speculation. But if nothing else, what I want you to do is hear Elon Musk discuss how he knows where the world is going and what he's trying to bring into this new digital age. The digital economy is coming soon, and it may be coming right here on Twitter.
Tell me the story. Years. Yeah, tell me the story about X.com.
Well, I mean, way back in the day, the idea was for X or X.com to be an all-encompassing financial services company, or I thought kind of in like a infinite information theory way to be the most efficient database for the information that is money. The way that money currently works is, from a practical standpoint, it's still mostly run on mainframes. That's still a thing for banks. It's mostly written in COBOL. It's still mostly batch processing. So actually, the financial system is very slow. It's not secure. You've got all these heterogeneous, complex databases. So if you have a real-time homogeneous database that is just like fundamentally more efficient and doesn't have all the expenses of bank buildings all over the place and bank branches and ATMs, which are increasingly kind of redundant, it can operate way more efficiently. And so essentially, if done right, the X would serve people's financial needs to such a degree that over time it would become, I don't know, maybe half of the global financial system.
Wow.
Or some big number.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the number is, but pretty big. So it would be by far the biggest sort of financial institution.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Elon Musk, Twitter, and X.com are making headway into the financial industry. It's going to be extremely exciting times 2023 into 2024, and especially in 2025, seeing how the financial system gets revolutionized. I think we're going to see so much fireworks as far as the crypto space, and also so much regulation as far as the crypto space. This industry will be unrecognizable. And I think for us especially, it'll be unrecognizable for the better. You see here, the IMF has done a 180-degree flip on crypto. Ironically enough, exactly when BlackRock filed for their ETF. Specifically, the IMF has stated in the past that they wanted to ban crypto and now are warning saying that they may not be effective. Ladies and gentlemen, if you got one thing out of this video, it's this. Regulatory clarity in the United States and in crypto overseas is happening, will come, and will bring in trillions. BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, is positioning itself accordingly. They want all of this market. They're going to wipe out the 99% of cryptos that are dog shit. And they will bring on the 1% of crypto that is legit. All of you need to understand that generational wealth building is happening right now behind the scenes, and you're not meant to get rich from it. You are meant to be the exit liquidity. Look at all the crypto YouTube channels and how their videos go all the way down during bear markets. That is how you know it's time to buy, time to hold, time to still research, time to position yourself accordingly. And I still think prices have a little lower to go. We're going to be right here holding strong and buying the damn crashes. Because 2024 is going to be a special year for XRP and for regulatory clarity. The IMF is letting you know. BlackRock is letting you know. The US government is letting you know. And if you didn't know, now you know. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Tomorrow, I have a super special interview. My first interview ever with somebody from Ripple. And I hope all of you really enjoy it, as it's been a long time in the works. And after this interview, he's going to be one of your favorite individuals in the entire crypto space. Stay tuned for that interview tomorrow, as it is going to be a surprise guest. As always, guys, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
Why do I hold XRP? Because Ripple's the chosen one to lead the new global digital payment system, and they use XRP. In 2013, the Federal Reserve began looking for faster payments options. 2 years later, an action plan was born and a federal payments task force was created. It included one company focused on crypto, Ripple. In 2014, the World Bank and Better Than Cash Alliance, which includes the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Clinton Global Initiative, and the governments of 32 countries, put out a report called The Opportunities of Digitizing Payments. 1 year later, the Better Than Cash Alliance featured one crypto company on their website, Ripple. Today, Better Than Cash Alliance and all other UN initiatives are focused on a single agenda, the Sustainable Development Goals for 2030. You can see the SDGs logo on Bill Gates' lapel, world-leading companies, the Better Than Cash Alliance website, and on the UN's official exchange, Exchange. What crypto is Exchange officially utilizing for their carbon credit solution? XRP. The world will move to a new international standard for exchanging electronic messages between financial institutions by 2025 called ISO 20022. Who was the first ISO 20022 member focused on distributed ledger technology? Ripple. Who's partnered with over 300 financial institutions, including Bank of America, American Express, PNC, Santander, SBI, HSBC, Standard Chartered Bank, Bank of England, India, Singapore, Scotland, Australia, and Indonesia, the largest banks in Japan, Canada, Egypt, the Middle East, United Arab Emirates, Thailand, Morocco, Bhutan, South Korea, Brazil, and Latin America? Ripple. Who is a former employee overseeing the Federal Reserve? Ripple. A former employee overseeing the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock's digital asset division? Ripple. Leading Australia's CBDC effort? Ripple. Who hired a former Treasury of the United States? Ripple. 2 former Federal Reserve attorneys to their board? Ripple. 2 former Clinton and Obama advisors? Former Minister of Defense and Economics of Germany? Former business director at Swift? Former Swift board member? Former CFO of PayPal? Former head of the DTCC? Former chief business officer at Uber? Former VP of Amazon and former SEC chair on their legal team? Ripple. Who's a member of the Digital Pound Foundation, Digital Dollar Project, Digital Euro Association, Mojaloop, IMF's high-level advisory board on fintech, Hyperledger Blockchain Consortium, Open Payments Coalition, Faster Payments Council, Global Payments Steering Group, Cross-Border Working Group, International Association for Trusted Blockchain Applications, Crypto Climate Accord, University Blockchain Initiative, World Wide Web Consortium, and a featured partner of the World Economic Forum with 3 members of their team directly listed on the WF website? Ripple. Now, does Ripple and XRP sound like they're going to disappear, or do they sound like they're part of a much bigger plan? You decide.